whatever would be most helpful. Often I'll resend to clients in the middle of a session. Okay, what's your coaching question?
My coaching question is about how step I'm more fully and joyfully into my coaching, embodiment coaching practice. So I do embodiment coaching. I've been doing so for a few years. I've been following your online course and I love it. And I'm using it with clients. And then there's always my heady voice saying, well, maybe this person wants to keep sitting there and maybe it's not the right moment to go into embodiment right now. And that's the moment. Whereas I know, like inside myself, there is this need and desire to just do it.
Okay, great. So the Nike technique, just do it, right? Okay, could you stand up? And we'll probably still be able to hear you if you're willing to. Obviously, optional as always. Hello. Okay. So great. So face the wardrobe. Is that the wardrobe to one side? That's it. Great. Yeah. Okay. And please step forward. Great. So you do know how to move forward. You do know how to step forward.
Yeah.
So that is the move, we might say energetically or embodiment wise, to make with a client. So the ability to just do it. So if you want to turn around, we're going to practice a few times. Go again, but this time kind of don't pause, like just step forward. Yeah, and even more, just decide and go. There might often there's a little pause. Great. Turn around and go. Turn around and go. Right. Get used to just going. Like without thinking about it. Yeah, careful of the rhythm. So stop, break the rhythm and just go. Stop and then just go. Where do you move from when you do that?
From my hips.
From your hips, great. And also pay attention to your foot. You probably push from your foot as well. So again, a couple of times, just go. Yeah. Yeah. And what I'd love you to do is, if it would be, you might want to practice this whenever you decide to go anywhere, like you decide to stand, like you can do this with sitting down and standing up as well, right? But you said step forward before, so I went with that. Can I say what I see in your body?
Yeah, sure.
You look, healthy and lovely and all that. There's a little bit of limpness in your arms. Like sometimes you see some teenagers, they've got sort of dangly arms, like overcooked spaghetti. Yeah. Could you do like a push-up against the wall? I won't make you do one on the floor, but if you're willing to do one against the cupboard. Yeah, and you have to have some strength. Say it again. Is it secure?
Maybe it will fall apart, we'll see.
Well, if it's not safe, we can use another wall. Is it okay?
That's okay.
Okay, great. So looking forwards and bending your arms slightly, which will make it more difficult. Great. And you feel that strength in your arms?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to have strength in your arms when you're doing that, or else you squash your head, won't you? So you can't have limp arms when you do this. So the plank would be another way to do it, but it'd save you the indignity. So now, yeah, that's it. Your arms have got a different look to them now. Yeah, so go limp again. So imagine like an English person cooking spaghetti and they've overcooked it, much to their Italian friends' disgust. Okay, so that's one way your arms can be. And then find that extension again. So like you were pushing the cupboard, but with a... Yeah, we could be teaching boundaries here, but it's more about oomph today. So combine that with the step. So walk forward while keeping some of that extension in the arms. Great, this is looking quite different now. How does it feel?
There's more... how should I say, physical consciousness in my movement.
Yeah, more physical consciousness. It looks more confident to me as well. I don't know how it looks to other people watching this. Maybe nod if that looks to me. It looks a little bit more empowered, and this ability to just go for it. Yeah. So this is what I would probably recommend for you. I mean, we could go a lot deeper if we had more time, but there's more. Someone's commenting on it. Like, don't do that. Okay, your opinion's not welcome. All right. So yeah, please restrain yourself from doing that. All right, so Sylvia, what might be useful to take away from this?
Two things. One is the just go for it. The other is the aliveness. and when I did the movement initially, yeah, of course I can go, no problem. But there was actually more when you made me do the push against the water, which it was a very gentle push. First of all, it reminded me of stuff that I do for boundaries.
Yeah,
So
it's a good boundaries practice as well.
And it's which has to do also with lighting up the upper part of my body. I mean, it's the classical boundary thing, but it's also like because I have a lot of strength in my legs and less physiology, less in my upper body. So maybe that's also like linked to emotions and personality. So it's just been, this is interesting. And then I took simply from the feeling, I took away a sense of aliveness and fun. So I take that away.
Okay, I mean, I'd be curious to experiment with like upper body practice, particularly fast ones like tennis or badminton or squash, where you're enlivening the arms and like having to move. Now, obviously, it depends, what's available, what's safe for you physically, all the rest of it. But I'd be curious about that and trying one or two of those practices just as an experiment, not as a practice just yet, as an experiment, and going, okay, is there an embodiment there that might be helpful for me?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No, I'm taking mental notes about the basically purely physical process that you took me through. Yeah,
and I deliberately kind of contrasted with the other person in that sometimes there's an emotional kind of breakthrough. In this case, we're kind of just working on quite because of what we call the U curve of the session. As we move towards the end, I didn't want to open up something really big. So, there can just be there's a physicality to it. And that stepping forwards, if you want a little practice, like every time you step out of a queue for coffee, or every time you step out of the house, like try and do it with that, almost like a jump. Does that make sense? Like you're almost like going forward, like a tiger pouncing on something. Does any image come to mind for that kind of just moving kind of sense to you? What image comes to mind for you?
Yeah, it would be like a big cat.